Hello everyone and welcome back to Blaster Master 03. We're still exploring the General Sophia town area, I guess. A lot of walls we can't really... Yeah, Sophiaville, on the planet Sophia, in the state of Sophia, in the country Sophia. It's just New York to the extreme.
Yeah, you know, I met that girl on the corner of New York and New York, and, you know, it seems pretty nice. We're going to go to a New York bar and on a date this Friday. Hopefully it goes well.
Nice. No, I can't do anything about that yet, past me.
But you have an electric weapon.
You would think that would still do something, but no, it doesn't.
All right.
We get a more electric-y weapon.
Even more
yeah,
electric.
even more.
Nice.
Jason's electric gun is not electric enough.
Oh.
I like the idea that some games have where if you just shoot electricity at something, it will power it up, as opposed to frying it.
It's magic electricity, obviously.
That's my favorite thing in a bunch of Avengers comics and cartoons. Like, Thor will just hit Iron Man with a bolt of electricity, which instead of, like, making his heart go into overdrive and killing him, powers up the suit more.
Well, if it was specifically designed to do that, then sure.
Oh, it definitely isn't.
I'm talking about...
Well, no, at this point, I'm pretty sure, like, Tony's like, all right, he's gonna keep shocking me. I should probably do something
like
about
the
this.
sixth time, sure. But
well, I can see Tony Stark designing the suit to absorb electricity because, like, you know, if he's going to be fighting super bad guys, eventually one of them is going to shoot lightning at him. But, like, okay, I'm talking about stuff like in Infamous, where there's a generator under the city, and you can just power it on by shooting lightning from your hands at it, because that's totally something that would work.
I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work.
What is this nightmare mess? I mean, it's pretty.
It's more dimensional
is that
risk.
stuff? Is that glowy platform?
It's the instant-kill stuff from the last game, yes.
Instant kill, okay.
Yeah.
Do they,
brought
like,
it back.
elaborate? Is this, like, the thing that happened to the split planet from the last game? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. They literally just said it's from the planet from last game, yes.
Oh, okay. But you said it's, like, not a big deal in the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
I like how there's like two galaxies in the background, and they're both so close together that they should be sucking each other up and destroying each other.
Is that a tiny version of the boss from 2?
Yes.
Sure is.
Oh, sweet.
And
See,
also,
I am liking all the fan service that this game has.
and
so
also, there's like the fucking northern lights or something in the background between the two.
Oh. I think
like,
it's supposed to be a Milky Way kind of thing. Or, well, just galaxy, I guess. No, it's
Yeah,
like-
they're just two galaxies.
None of this fucking space stuff is built to scale the way it should be. So, like...
Lewis.
This is literally
Lewis, you know
another
better.
dimension. It doesn't follow standard rules.
No, it just happens to follow the ones that look cool to us.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're getting it.
It's an anime.
Yeah.
I understand that it's not technically an anime because it's a video game, but you know.
It's anime.
I mean, they could make a Blaster Master anime if they wanted it to fit right in.
There's enough
They made one
story
for
in
Gunvolt,
this series to do it, I think. And I mean, tank fights would be cool. I'm sure that there's a anime out there that has done tanks. Has there? I mean, there has to have been.
Girls in Panzer and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Which is, of course, just cute girls piloting tanks.
Oh well, you can't not have cute girls. In
Now
this
watch.
is an anime
Okay,
we're
now.
talking about.
Okay, so this coming section, watch me be incredibly stupid. You're not supposed to come here yet.
Oh.
But I'm gonna brute force it anyway.
Oh
Hell
god.
yeah, I did the same thing. Hell yeah.
This...
So I'm like, okay, if they really didn't want me coming here, they would put up an actual gate to make me not come here. So there must be something cool over here, right? And the answer is no, you just aren't supposed to come here yet.
Oh.
What do you get
Yeah.
if you come over here?
You get access to stuff early that you technically
really.
shouldn't be at yet.
I mean,
And you also
I
have to come
always
here
find it
later for a
cool
reason, so.
when they add stuff like that in Metroidvanias, you know, because that's like the whole point of being able to go anywhere. Is that
The question is, does
go anywhere?
coming this way early, like, do anything for you?
Nope.
Sorta. You can actually, like, if you clear this whole dungeon, it will remember stuff that you went through, so it'll be, like, the doors will stay unlocked.
It'll be easier in that regard, but generally speaking, no, there's no reason to come here early.
Yeah.
Can you get like the health power-ups or whatever?
So
early?
There's the one power up there, yes.
So it's not like, say, Skyrim, where like you absolutely can clear the fucking Barrow dungeon before going to Whiterun, and if you do, then the guy who tells you to go get the Dragonstone is just like, oh, you already have it? Cool. You're good.
No, nothing like that, sadly.
That's unfortunate.
I got confused when I went through here because at the end there's like a little computer you need to access.
Yeah, and I'm like, this. They went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm here and I can see this, so they wouldn't make this room if it didn't do anything.
It's
yeah,
like,
but it doesn't do anything currently, so it basically did things out of order.
Yeah.
It's always really cool when, if you do things out of order, then someone tells you that you need to go somewhere, but it turns out you already did it, so you got the thing right there, and you can just skip to the next part.
Sadly,
But,
no.
No, that is cool. I agree.
I mean, the games have never really been, at least the first two, were never super non-linear. The map was just open, so you could just go wherever you were allowed to go.
I'd say, unless you really want to count the sub-planets in 2, which are kind of more mini-challenges than a map, the most non-linear one is still probably the first one.
The first one
Yeah, and
certainly
even then,
feels
the first
most...
one's still pretty linear.
Yeah. I mean, I also make the argument that most Metroidvanias are linear, which was actually one of the things I really liked about Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, was that you really could do a lot of the areas in whatever order you wanted once you got to the middle of the game, which was really cool. I don't know how much like Symphony of the Night does that, because I've never played that one.
There's like 2 or 3 zones you can go to at a time, but usually they all lead back to the same thing.
Okay, because I know that the other Metroid Castlevania I played is Aria of Sorrow, which has like optional areas, but the stuff you need to do, you have to do all in the same order.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Most Metroidvanias are surprisingly linear.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Evil Eve is a regular enemy now.
Yep.
Gonna get you.
I'm
gonna get you.
As nonsense as this environment design is, I will give them credit for this visual effect, where it's kind of like you're walking on this glass pane that's a window to space.
Yeah,
so as the level scrolls, the background underneath you scrolls. That's a cool effect.
No, it's very the game is very, very pretty. That is always something that Inti Creates has always done.
I guess my main problem with this concept is that, like, within the game's logic, most of the environments make sense. Like, maybe their construction doesn't, but you at least get a sense for where you're supposed to be and generally what it functions as in the game world. Here it's just kind of like, okay, here's this nonsense dimension that exists to be Super Mario Galaxy, and that's all there is.
But this dimension literally is in the last 2 games.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
It's not a new invention.
I didn't like it there either.
Oh,
okay.
So it's the same dimension that you get to.
Like the Super
it's Area 9, it's Area Omega in 1 and 2. Like they literally say at the beginning, like, "Oh, this is the exact same." Like I've been to Area Omega before on Earth, but
it's kind of just like if it was a nonsense platformer, then fine. But like the Blaster Master Zero games are like very clearly trying to have an ongoing story that you're supposed to take seriously.
But this is part of the story, though. Like, nothing about this is not related to any of the previous games. Which kind of goes back to why I'm like, I feel weird if you play 3 before you play 1 or 2.
I'm not saying it's disconnected. I'm saying it's just tonally weird, like with the other stuff.
I don't feel it is. I really don't.
Because
they even state, too, and we've kind of glossed over it, they say this is a more intense area of dimensional multispace than the previous 2 ones he's dealt with. He specifically says this is even stronger, which is why it's more chaotic.
I guess
they give a legit reason.
To give Lewis a little bit of credit here, I guess the one thing about jump cut. It has been a while since we've seen this stuff. It was mostly just like an endgame kind of thing in 1 and 2. With that said, now that you mention it and I remember it, like, yeah, there are a lot of similarities here. I guess it is just, it's not the first thing I immediately think of when I think of the Blaster Master games. So I guess, oh god,
geez.
Oh, lucky.
I saved that.
oh my god, you nearly, don't do that again.
I can't do anything about it now.
I'm just like,
When you run out of energy, it's when the tank goes.
I guess
like,
I get not liking the effect. I'm just stating, like, lore-wise, it makes perfect sense.
That's the thing. I like the effect. I just feel like visually it doesn't quite match up with what the game keeps trying to make me feel about its world. I don't know.
Well, okay, so let's look at it this way then. The whole point is that, like, Sophia's essentially falling apart. There's rifts everywhere, and you're seeing, like, aliens literally trying to warp in and take over this planet. Do you not feel that it conveys that?
What I don't feel like is that, like, the other dimension feels like... how do I put this? Like, I'd feel more like it made sense if the dimension that we're phasing in and out of felt like it had a function or a purpose of its own beyond just being a big, dangerous, multi-dimensional thing. Like...
I guess that's John's point is just that is its purpose, is to be a big, dangerous multi.
Well, that's the thing.
That's it.
That's not a purpose. That's a gameplay function.
No, but chaos is purpose, dude. Like, that's the whole point of the mutants. The mutants, as far as we are aware of, are just attacking chaotically for no reason.
You know what? Maybe this is just because, like, I'm a Western RPG nerd, and we've had serious attempts at these kind of, like, multi-planar concepts, like I'm familiar enough with Planescape to know how that kind of stuff can be done without just feeling like a random ass platforming level, and maybe that's kind of skewing my perspective here, because obviously comparing Blaster Master to Blaster Master. Obviously, comparing Blaster Master to fucking Planescape Torment is not a fair comparison by any stretch of anyone's imagination, but like
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I
know
fucking hate Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Okay, then never mind. But
that explains everything. Yeah. That was actually a really good comparison. Was Evangelion? I never even thought of it that way.
Because like the angels are the big monster dudes, right? I've only watched like 4 episodes.
Yes, yes.
And they're just kind of there because they're aliens and assholes, right?
It's more complicated than that, but as far as human understanding is concerned, yes.
Oh, so they're like Cthulhu-y in that sense, okay.
To go into it would spoil the series, essentially.
Yeah, but, yeah, I guess it is weird, because it absolutely is a justification for a gameplay gimmick and a visual gimmick, but, like, I do like that... Oh.
Well, I mean, we're literally looking at a Super Mario Galaxy level here, where, you know, the platforms pop into alignment as you get near them.
Yeah, that is a Mario Galaxy gimmick.
Yeah.
One thing that I would like to point out, just like a quirk of this perspective, where it's like Jason's sprite is kind of treated as isometric, even though it's a top-down level. So, like, I like to imagine you have his head reaching out over the platform in order to reach that health power you just got, and it was just like I imagine Jason doing the Michael Jackson Moonwalker lean over the edge of the platform in order to grab it with his mouth and then come right back in order to grab it. And
so there's another aspect of those rooms that we didn't really talk about too. The insides of them can be randomized.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
There's a pseudo randomization aspect to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like a group of certain like tile sets they'll use and room layouts, but then like certain doors will be open and certain ones won't. It'll still follow the same map layout, but otherwise, yeah.
Okay. So it's like semi-roguelike in that way.
Semi-roguelike, very lightly. Yeah.
That's probably the best way to do it. I'm not a fan of like the games that go like really full-on random, because a lot of the time that kind of just winds up hurting the gameplay experience.
I can't wait for speedrunners to complain about how RNG of that layout cost them a world record by 0.5 milliseconds. But you know, that's just
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, you still have to like go down like 3 rooms on a layout. But it just might be like, oh, one room's a maze, one room has no enemies in it, one room is just those Mario Galaxy style platforms.
Are we gonna see Jason's fucking Kamen Rider transformation every time this happens?
I keep thinking Sailor
not
Moon.
every time, but
Oh
What?
my god.
Only unless he's in the tank. Yeah. So bosses this time around have 3 health meters.
Why would your mind jump to Sailor Moon first and not Power Rangers?
because we already gave him the super crown.
Because I've watched Sailor Moon, but I have not.
Oh, that's
watched
right. We got
Power
Sexy
Rangers.
Jason.
Oh.
And also Sailor Moon was here first.
You know what, Ted?
Sailor
you
Moon
need
came out
us.
before Power Rangers.
Ted, you need
Oh,
you
ooh,
what you
in
need.
North America, actually, I'm not sure.
What you need in your life, Ted, is a good heaping helping of Kamen Rider Double.
I'll pass. but
I
thanks.
was thinking Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider definitely came to North America later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
If we're talking about Sentai Zoo Ranger, I think that was the same year as the Sailor Moon anime. But
like they're both early '90s for sure.
well,
Mighty Morphin was, I think, 91.
Well, Mighty Morphin over here was 93.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I
Yeah,
remember
August
correctly.
28th, 1993. Dead
Yeah,
on.
so Sailor Moon came out in Japan in 92, but I don't remember when Zoo Ranger came out in Japan. I think it was 90.
Oh.
I think it was 90.
Yeah.
Because it had an NES game.
Yeah.
Also, we just found a random strand of DNA just flying on the floor.
Yeah, it's Eve
Well,
specifically, which
it's-
is weird for a robot.
It's good to know that if she winds up dying, we can at least clone her. And she's a computer, right? So just stick a copy of her brain in the clone. It'll work. Trust me. It'll fucking work.
Sure. I mean,
course it will.
I've seen less plausible plans work in anime, so you know, might as well try it.
Okay, you know, I think I'm warming up to this idea of making the edgelord rival character your tank sidekick. Because it's kind of like the talking sword that I got in Icewind Dale the other day, where it's just constantly fucking criticizing you and making smart-ass remarks.
Also, we got the best
Yeah,
power up in
that's
all
all
of Blast.
Lucas does.
Yeah,
Oh
we
wait,
got-
what?
We got legs.
What the hell?
That's all.
And now we can go in the room.
Metal Gear.
And we can be friends with,
Oh, they think we're friends. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
'cause-
amazing.
because we grew legs.
Man, they play like a happy sound and everything. There's bubbles. They start dancing. It's great.
Does it stop if you shoot them?
No,
No.
Okay.
you can shoot them all you want, and they'll still think you're a friend.
That's
Yeah.
That's good.
That's actually a strategy for later in the game when you meet those enemies. You can just turn it into crab mode and just shoot them. They will not fight back.
Does the crab legs do anything other than walking in the mud? Or
Well, you can go in the mud just fine. It's just they make you friends with that one type of enemy and no others. They also let you walk over certain hazardous materials like low spikes
Yeah.
and low toxins.
It basically raises up Sophia like just enough to avoid like shallow water.
Okay, that is an upgrade that I can seriously get behind. It's got multiple uses, and it's just cool to look at.
The negative to it though is that it does make you taller, which is easier to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
imagine
so-
like playing a Mario game and your power up was stilts.
You
I mean,
get
is it-
platform shoes.
I mean, is that not what the super mushroom is?
That's a big think emoji right there.
But that's more like adding stilts to your arms and to your head too, though.
He's not
Whole
wrong.
body stilts.
Full body stilts. So like
Sailor Moon in North America, August 28th, 1995.
Now,
1995. Okay, so a couple
I-
years after Mighty Morphin.
I think my favorite thing about this like Ultraverse costume that Jason has here is the fucking blaze blue floating things behind him. Like,
Oh, the angel shield.
yeah, it's kind of like, you know how
Is that
there's
what they
there's-
call it?
there's like always a character in what company makes Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear?
Arc
System.
Yeah,
works.
there's always a character in Arc Sys's games that has that stupid floating thing behind them. They even managed to get one into the fucking Persona games. But like the one in Blaze Blue, I think even has the same color scheme as Jason's Ultraverse costume here.
I'm pretty sure it's a reference to Gunvolt because the idols in Gunvolt do that as well.
Yeah. It's just funny to me because it winds up making him look like he comes from Blaze Blue instead. So it's like, yeah, you were referencing one thing, but it makes me think of something completely different.
Oh, they actually just said, sorry, the Garuda got blown up to pieces, they just mentioned, so I guess it wasn't taken apart. They actually just shot it.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well, what can we salvage here? The stupid zippy thing? Throw that in the garbage. Nobody's going to need that.
Yeah, we don't need the zippy thing.
Okay. Why did we come to this planet again?
Well, because we were
Coming trying to save Eve.
Yeah, in the last game we were coming here because you were like, okay, she was built here on this planet Sophia. They might know a way to save her, and we just happened to solve, quote unquote, solve the problem on the way here in the first place.
So why did we come here?
Sophia,
because by the time we ended the game, we were already here.
Yeah, because Sophia was like turned into the giant Munchie planet at the end, right?
No, that was a different planet entirely.
The gate to Sophia was turned into the giant Munchie planet.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so by the time we finished the last game and beat up the planet and stuff, we were already like right next to it. So we're like, oh, we're already here.
That was a bad decision. We should not have made this choice.
Well, also, to be fair, if they had gone back to Earth and it would have taken a while, they would have had to fight another alien invasion anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Would they? Because it looks to me like Edgelord over here handled that problem for us.
Well, he did.
Edgelord only went there to spite Jason, though.
Yeah, fuck you, Jason. I'm gonna save your mom. How does that feel, loser?
That's literally what he says. He straight up says, "Fuck you, Jason. I'm gonna save your mom."
It's like now you owe me one, you asshole.
Well, yeah, but that means we could have just gone back to Earth and been, happily ever after. But no, we had to have a third entry. So instead, we go to fucking Sophia and get arrested. And how did that work out for us?
Well, okay. To be fair, provided details that happen here, the second we would have landed on Earth, the same thing would have happened, more or less.
Yeah, that gets fleshed out later.
Yeah, so basically there's stuff with Eve where it really wouldn't have mattered where they went. The same thing would have happened, so.
Yeah.